Welcome. It's the Midnight American podcast, vidcast. We're still trying to figure out what we're going to call this, but it's the live cast, I suppose. I'm Ben. I'm joined here with my buddy, Justin. He's running the controls back there and all the things that I'm not intelligent enough to do. I just screw things up if I got back there because I'm not anywhere near as intelligent as he is. He hides it well. He hides it well. I'm like more down in the double digits. I think he's in the triple digit IQ range. I'm down with most of the people in the world, right? I think everybody, what did they say? The average IQ is around what? Somebody posted in the comments.
105.
105 is it?
Probably.
Okay. Yeah.
Sounds about right.
All right. I'm probably down around 94, something like that.
I don't know. There's when you join the military, you have to be above 80.
That
80
makes
or something
sense.
like
That's probably why
So
I
you're
made
probably
it.
like 81. You
I'm
barely
right
made it.
there. I just squeaked through on the margin. But no, we were talking here earlier about how just stupid everything has gotten, how ridiculously dumb. Show them your T-shirt. It worked out well because Justin was saying, "Hey, check out my T-shirt. I have PTSD. Pretty tired of stupid Democrats. Trump 2024." Okay.
2024.
Right on. I guess that doesn't tell you where Justin sits with things politically and ideologically. See, I can't even pronounce things. And, we tend to sway a little bit more conservative. I do anyway. I think I'm kind of, moderate in the middle, but I do slant towards a more
Reasonable
a
perspective.
little more common sense place, and we try to give artists and creatives some place to go if you tend to be one of the people that aren't completely lost in this leftist liberal freaking playground of ridiculousness that's going on. Because as I said, everything in the world is stupid right now. It's ridiculous. We want to give people who are more creative minded someplace that just feels like a safe place to come and talk about things and be a part of the show, and make sure and comment as we go along. And we're covering stories, try to talk more about the truth, what's going on between the lines. And look, these are all opinions, right? Nobody's saying. We talked last time about using your own brain to think. Okay, don't just follow along. Don't take anything that we say here too overly serious, and try to get your information from different sources. So, but everything is just really ridiculous, and nothing proves this more than this story with Kamala Harris. She's talking in front of a conference here. I'm not sure where it is that she's taught. Where is it? They're saying that she's.
She's just at the White House or something.
Yeah, she's talking with people about some of the most critical, most important issues of our time, she says in this video. But listen to how she introduces herself. Comes out of it.
I want to welcome these leaders for coming in to have this very important discussion about some of the most pressing issues of our time. I am Kamala Harris. My pronouns are she and her. I am a woman sitting at the table wearing a blue suit.
Sitting at the table.
Fuck.
So stupid.
I know that they're saying that she's doing that for people who are blind. But does that matter?
Doesn't matter. Who cares?
I think what she's saying here is we're going to be talking about the most pressing issues of our time. I would think that would take precedence over pretty much anything else, including pronouns. But this is where we're at. This is how stupid things have got. I'm sorry, I'm just not going to play in this. No way. I am not going on this merry-go-round. It is so. I can't even begin to tell you how our world now is in a place where we have no problems. This shows you how great things have gotten. And it was like in the Matrix, where they said that the first Matrix that the machines developed was rejected by people's minds because it was a paradise. Okay? Mm-hmm. And they needed something to be challenged by, something to complain about, something to, fight against. Otherwise, they rejected it. People don't want to live in paradise. I often hear about that when people say, you're going to go to heaven, you're going to float around on a cloud. And just smile, and it's just going to feel so peaceful and all that. I don't know, man. That doesn't sound to me like bliss. If you're not challenged by something, you don't have something that gives you purpose and reason to do things, goals, dreams, aspirations, something to drive towards. Not these leftists. Nope. This is their leader. Certainly not mine. This woman is freaking. Thank God Biden survived COVID. This would be your president.
Yeah.
Think about that, bro. We escaped Kamala Harris by that much, according to Biden, because
How soon is Biden going to jump on that ship and start doing that?
Do what? Do the pronoun thing?
Yeah.
He's already there. Dude, they're all bought in. This whole pronoun thing, by the way, in my opinion, it's all to program people, to get them to obey, to do, it's like back in Nazi time. No, I'm not making this comparison, but I am to a certain degree. That, the salute, I'm not going to do it because somebody's going to freaking, screen grab that and it's going to say, oh, he's a racist Nazi. No, what I'm saying is, you give someone something that is a mantra, that is a rudiment, that is something that you repeat over and over again to obey. It shows that you're part of the club. I think somebody used the example that it's like somebody who, like if you're part of a group, you wear a certain color of shirt or jacket,
like the Bloods and the Crips.
Yes, or you wear certain kinds of tattoos. Exactly.
Or Democrats, Republicans, blue and red, and
right. I don't remember where I heard that, but it was a good analogy. And this whole pronoun thing is just so I'm part of the group. I'm part of the woke mom. I'm in there. I obey. I have no mind of my own. I'm she, her, z, zum, z, zoo. Fuck all, dude.
I went 2,000 years without having to say pronouns.
It's so stupid. It's so dumb. And here's the thing. It's not like the reason they're doing it is because they want to be polite to others. No, it's they want to feel special and give themselves a special name that they can call their own, and then they can correct everyone else on and call everyone else a bigot and narrow-minded and all of this, and it gives them some kind of moral ground to stand on. It's about, again, the narcissistic the world. Life imitates art, and you need to stand up and be somebody. The greatest artists in the world, the ones that really stand out, they didn't follow the crowd. Matter of fact, a lot of them were completely, some were burned at the stake. Some were, they were completely the other way. Anytime somebody steps out and they think with their own mind, it's like all the sheep all get together and they take them out. And I don't care. Good. I don't want to live in a world with a bunch of freaking idiots like that anyway. So, I'm not meaning to come off too harsh, but really, it's you gotta be real about this. This is not taking us anyplace good.
Nope.
You see the Mega Millions went over $1 billion yesterday?
Yeah,
Nobody
I'm just
won.
seeing that right now. Yeah, it's unfortunate because I bought 2 tickets and I'm just now finding out that I didn't win.
My wife bought tickets. I refuse. I will not. I don't gamble in Vegas. I lived in Vegas for 4 years. Had a business there. It was back when I was personal training, and never. I probably in the whole time I was in Vegas gambled probably $50. People would come into town and they say, "Oh, let's go off to Caesar's Palace. Let's go, gamble." And I would go with them because, well, that's what they're there to do. And, I'd go eat the buffets and just kind of follow everyone around. But I no interest. You go into those casinos, you look around, look at the opulence that's in these places. Just, all the big tech and the latest and greatest and all that. They didn't buy that from winners.
Nope.
That's not funded by winners. The table's slanted, just like government, just like our lives right now. Everything is slanted for that towards the house. You
House
know?
always wins. Yep.
Yeah. So, where was I going
So,
with
I mean,
that? So I didn't buy any tickets. I didn't want to buy tickets. My wife bought a couple of tickets though.
What do you think the Democrats are going to win then? Because they're the House right now. House always wins.
They're going to be looking at this next election much more closely than the last one. I think there's going to be some checks and balances in place. People are going to be very, very aware of, look, I'm not completely in favor of Trump just pounding on the 2020 election and continuously challenging that for any other reason than, in other words, to overturn it. And the January 6th thing is all about that. They tried to overturn the election and all this kind of stuff. Maybe they did. Let's just say, for argument's sake, that was what was happening. It did bring awareness to the fairness of elections and how we need to be much more. We need to have some checks and balances in place. This whole thing where people were standing outside of polling places, they couldn't even see the counts, couldn't even watch it. This was garbage. The mail-in ballots, that was garbage. That's all trash. Okay. In today's modern era, I'm going to go off on something. I can't help it, dude.
Do it.
But in today's modern era, everyone can get to a polling booth. They give you plenty of time to get there. This whole
Plenty of notice to get there.
Yeah.
You know when it's coming.
Mm-hmm. The voter discrimination thing is a hoax. It's a farce, and it's a way to be able to open doors for cheating. I'll say it. I don't know how. Fuck that, man. No, you can get to a polling booth. Everyone can. Okay, we live in a modern era with vehicles that'll take you anywhere, and
Ubers,
there's concessions that they can make.
Take you, bring you anywhere.
But to just send something out in an envelope and man, this is freaking. Yeah, that makes me feel like my vote counts. Speaking of which, you guys see my Midnight American mug?
That's a nice mug.
Isn't it? You can get it at midnightamerican.com. Order it there. Little tag on that. Okay, so anyway, yeah. Don't play the lottery. Start a business. I actually have a shirt over on midnightamerican.com as well. And do this whole little plug session here for a second.
Yeah, what is it?
Brought
What's the
to
shirt?
you by midnightamerican.com, the place where you can get mugs and t-shirts that actually, I don't know. I didn't think anything through. I told you, double digits.
Mm-hmm.
Double digits. You
What's
can
the
get
shirt?
the shirt though that says "Start a business, you're not going to win the lottery." It's on there.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. So
What's up next?
start a business or church. You can start a church.
Churches make money too.
They do. Yeah. Don't believe me? This Brooklyn pastor was he had $1 million worth of jewelry. How do you have $1 million worth of jewelry on you? Okay? More than most people will see probably in their life. I think that they said that as a teacher, if you work 20 years and never spend a dime, you may have $1 million at the end of it. But pastor's wearing that in jewelry and is robbed right on the pulpit of all of his jewelry. Now, I think did we put anything up? Yeah, go ahead and go on over to the video if you can get over there. Yeah, they come in.
A bishop in Brooklyn was robbed at gunpoint in the middle of a church service. The crime was caught on the church's live stream yesterday. Bishop Lamar Whitehead says 3 men with guns.
There it is.
Hundreds of
Now
thousands
you getting on down.
of jewelry from
Get on down. Now get on back up again. Yeah.
initially thought the men were going to shoot worshipers before they
That'd be scary shit, because they've been doing that. They've been shooting up the churches. You have people that have been coming in there.
Yeah, those big churches
Yeah.
are not good. It's like a church is it's a community of people to study the Bible and
Yeah.
teachings of Jesus and stuff. So
Yeah.
you can't really have a community if the church is that large where you don't even know the people next to you.
I'm not a big believer in the whole religion thing. I think I think there's a place for it, and it can be certainly an introduction to something bigger than greater than ourselves, which we should all understand does exist. but didn't save him from being robbed of $1 million. You know, I don't know where God was there, but
Well, if he's
and maybe
taking all that,
God was coming in and saying, "Look, this might be a wake up call."
yep.
Could be that too, right? But this was this was definitely a purposeful robbery. Like they knew what they were coming in to get. I didn't hear that they robbed anybody else that was sitting in the pews. I didn't hear anything like that. It seemed like they were there for no other reason than to take this guy's jewelry. So that would make it a little bit of an inside job. Well, at least, you know, someone who had been at the church before, you know. But yeah, thought it was an interesting story.
Yeah,
That's
they
where
know that it wasn't like fake jewelry.
Now, you know, this is where the criminals are going though now, dude. They're even going into the churches now and robbing the churches. It's the crime is getting out of control. I found this other story here. It's very interesting, isn't it? I don't have a great segue for it, but I thought it was just an interesting story. This is the city of the future. They're proposing to build in Saudi Arabia, where they have the money, where they actually drill for oil. And it's called The Line in Neom. It's called Line in Neom. I thought they were going to call it Neom, okay? But I have it written down here differently, okay? But it's supposed to be a carbon-free city with no cars, and you can get around like from neighborhood to neighborhood in 5 minutes. And you know, it's the city of the future. And did I put anything up there as far as a video
No.
that goes for that? Okay.
No.
If there's nothing there available, I can just tell you that it's all built. It's like taking a whole city and just stacking it up on top of each other, tall. Okay, and I can't remember how tall it is, but you know, just it was taller than the Eiffel Tower. They actually show the Eiffel Tower next to it, and taking the whole city, just stacking it on top of each other, and then sandwiching it between mirrored walls. And then it's a big straight line that goes on for miles and miles and miles. And this is the way that we're going to fight climate change and make everything
How's that supposed to fight climate change?
And you can go online and they have a whole video there that shows how it's all going to work and come together. You don't have that video? Can't find that video there? If not, don't worry about it. I can tell you this. I was watching the video, and what it reminded me of is like the beginning of some movie. It's like whenever they preface the story, they give you this backstory that says it was the city of the future, you know, the shining example of what we can be in the world, and then like with all the freaking, you know, futuristic logos, you know, floating around, all the things that say, you know, it's, you know, 0%, you know, carbon emissions, and everything's just paradise. It looked like your perfect liberal paradise. Did you find it?
I found something that seems like it might be like
okay, yeah, it's that. There's a little example of it. Yeah, looks like something right out of a sci-fi film, and they're proposing to actually build this, and Saudi Arabia is the place that they're going to.
This is supposed to be 106 miles.
106 miles. Look at it. There it is. Straight line.
That'll be tall.
Yeah, very tall. And, you know, look, I'm all for innovation and all that. But, and look, it's just a paradise. You got the birds flying over and all of that. You know, does that look claustrophobic to you at all? I would go literally batshit insane. And, you know, it looks like, you know, one of these, like I said, the city where all the rich people live at the top, and then you have the underground plebes, the ones that live at the bottom. And what was it? It was
there was that show that was like the elevator went up and down, and then the people at the top got all the food, and then as it went down,
yes,
you got less and less.
Yeah, or like in Snowpiercer, where everyone at the front of the train was, you know, all privileged, and at the back of the train they were the you know, the low end.
Oh, it's 106 miles long. One building.
Look at this.
It looks like a wall. It looks like Trump's wall.
Yeah. Okay. Mirrored glass. Okay, go ahead and stop it. I don't want to get flagged. So anyway, but I'm looking at this. I'm thinking, here's the thing. I'm all for innovation, but I always have to ask the same question, because this is the problem that we always run into with something like this. Who is going to run the show? Who's in charge of this city? You know, who are the politicians in the system that's going to be in place to manage and run something like this? Because this isn't just like any city. This is going to be all high tech, and there's going to be special things about the city that are going to be unique to this city, opposed to every place else. You know, at what point you'd have to be able to really, really trust, you know, whoever the fathers of this city were and the people who run it in, you know, politically, and all your leadership and all of that. Like, I don't know, man. This is where things go bad. It's always about that, the structure of the leadership that becomes the problem, not the city itself.
So it's cutting something in, you know, down the middle there.
What is it?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's, you know, but I guess they found the land where they can build that in a straight line. But look into it. Watch that video, and it looks like something that looks pretty dystopian. It looks like it could go dystopian pretty damn fast. So, yeah. There's problems there. There's problems. Okay? And it's going to be in the leadership of that city. So yeah, okay. And of course they're fighting the climate. It's all about climate change, you know? And this is always the motivator that they use to put a project like this into action. Is always
I don't know, it just looks
the
like
climate change.
I think that's what Trump's wall should be like. Looks a lot like.
They
They're
could, you
trying
know
to
what?
keep someone out,
You could be on
keep somebody in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there could be a real checks and balances there.
106 miles is a long way.
It is. They can build this, but they can't put up a steel wall.
Why isn't it just like a
between us and
106
Mexico.
square mile? Like, why isn't it just one big building in the middle? Why does it have to stretch 106 miles?
Why has it got to be a big wall? I wonder. There's something else going on here. No one does this because they care about climate change. They do this because they have a bigger agenda in mind. What is it? I don't know. You know? I think there's a Saudi prince or something that's pushing this thing forward. So
Yeah, just make your comments and see what you think.
climate change, which is also affecting, I guess, the shrinking of Lake Mead there near Las Vegas. And we've been coming back to Las Vegas again, and satellite images are showing that it is shrinking, and it's shrinking pretty drastically. Like, you can't argue these. Yeah, these that's pretty drastic. You know, when I lived in Vegas, we did some jet skiing out on Lake Mead. And I mean, that lake was big, and in some places you couldn't even see the shore from one end to the other. That's how big it was. You get some big ocean-like waves out there. We're out there catching air on Lake Mead. It was a killer time. Really, really killer time. That's neither here nor there. I just have good memories of Lake Mead. So see this is kind of sad to see this. They're saying it's drying up. Now, is this climate change? Well, you know, it's a funny thing when you're going to say, I'm not denying climate change. Never have. I think it happens. It's happened for millions of years. To what degree we are a part of that, nobody can really know. Nobody can really say. There's debates on both ends of the argument, and you know, I'm certainly not wise enough to make a decision, you know, when it comes to that.
Isn't
but
climate always changing, though?
it is always. Well, here's the thing. If you're going to call something scientific, I did learn this. I got a little college under my belt. And the way that you measure something scientifically is through trial and error. And when you begin to find the same result, okay, now you can start to, you call it science. You know, when this happens and this happens, this happens, this happens. Okay, that's science. Okay, we have a cause and an effect, and we can then determine and base other things around that based on this result happening every single time. Now, if we're going to talk about climate change, and I'm sure somebody out there is going to be going, you don't know anything you're talking about. You're probably right, but wouldn't we get the same result if we're having problems with climate change? If it has to do with the emissions and our effect on the globe, wouldn't we get the same result every time? But we get extreme freezing, it's climate change. We get extreme, drought, it's climate change. We get extreme storms that flood, It's climate change. It's like, for this being a scientific equation that says we are the problem, we sure are getting a lot of different results. Now, they used to call it global warming, but then we had some pretty cold
Problems
winters.
with that, yeah,
They came back and they were like,
exactly.
oh, wait. Now we can't. Yeah. We can't dump money into something that is literally flying in the face of of what we're calling it. So we have to change the name. They do that, dude. This is what happens. Pay attention, people. They change the names of things purposely so that it becomes ambiguous and they can turn it into anything. I got a brother who does this all the time. Every time I argue with him, he never says anything with any definity. Okay, it's always ambiguous, so that when you come back and you call him on it, he's always, well, I wasn't really saying that. I was, and this is what they do.
I had an ex-girlfriend like that.
Yeah, they're
Many
they,
ex.
they say that we are in a what do they call it, a financial depression right now, not depression, but a recession. And
It's not a depression yet.
there are some metrics that they use when they say first, and I think it's 2 quarters where it's below a certain
2 quarters,
percentage.
yeah. Now they're
you probably know this better than I do, and we've got to that point. Well, now the White House is reeling that back and saying, well, we're changing the definition of what a recession actually is now. So now it's not a recession. We've been using this metric forever, but now we're just going to change up just so we can now call it what we want to call. Wake up, people. I mean, if you are following this crap and you don't, I believe. Okay, anyway. But there's no denying that Lake Mead is there's something going on there.
Something's going on there. But how do we stop climate change? When do we know it's done? When do we know when we're victorious?
We don't. That's the point. So look, so long as we can call something a problem, it doesn't matter what it is. White supremacy is a problem. Oh, really? When is that fixed? When there's no more whites, I guess? I mean, at what point do we reach where we go, we've solved that problem? Never. At what point do we get where we say, oh, we have finally beat this climate change thing? Zero emissions? Never going to happen. Never, cannot happen. Impossible. It is literally scientifically impossible. But they continue to say that it's possible, and we'll back it all up by government-funded science that says, no, it's possible. It's completely possible. And we have to throw billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars forever and ever and ever until the problem reaches this fantasy point of zero. It's
never going to happen.
They found, in draining Lake Mead, by the way, they found some human remains in the lake, along with a lot of other stuff. I guess they found like a plane that went down that they lost, and a lot of boats that had sunk. But they found a third set of remains in Lake Mead.
Like that boat.
Yeah. That thing went down. That's kind of cool.
That's unfortunate.
It is. It's unfortunate, though. But they're finding all kinds of things with the drain. I guess this is kind of a good thing about the Lake Mead being drained. I'm gonna put my money on the fact that Lake Mead will fill back up again. Okay? And then overflow, and it'll be more climate change. Okay? Whatever. So Lake Mead's coming. It will come back. We go through droughts. We go through times like this, and it's just it's unfortunate when it happens. But hey, welcome to real life. So they'll figure out a way to actually, whenever we have a problem, when a problem actually becomes a problem, a real problem that affects people's lives in a real way, humans they're very good at adapting and fixing issues and figuring out a way to fix the problem. We're real good at that. It's a necessity thing. It comes the mother of invention, and it happens. So, but yeah, they found a third set of remains. I guess one of the sets of remains was in a barrel. Pretty obvious that there was.
Well, the first one.
Yeah. Okay, so the first body was
Just found
found
in a barrel.
in a barrel and was likely a murder victim who died from a gunshot wound sometime in the mid 70s and 80s. It's a big desert out there.
That's like 40, 50 years ago.
That's back when the mob was running Vegas.
Would that have to be like just bones
Yeah.
or something?
Yeah,
Well,
pretty
it was in a
much.
barrel, so it's probably the fish
preservable.
couldn't eat it.
Yeah, hard to say, but that's kind of a gruesome way to go. You know, but that was when they took care of business. You know, take care of business. And yeah, it was back before the crime, you know, before a lot of the gangs and stuff started to run Vegas. You know, when I was in Vegas, they talked a lot about how much cleaner Vegas was when the mob was running the show out there. You know, I'm not saying that, you know, I mean, there was obviously crime, you know, that took place, but it was all business. You know, it wasn't this low-level crime stuff, and they managed that stuff pretty well. That's what I said. That's what I mean. That's what people told me who were long-term residents of Vegas, and that it was better when the mob was running the show there. But they did this kind of stuff. You know, I think you should have got out of the casino when you were ahead.
Guess
And
they
they found
finally call Unsolved Mysteries. Put an end to that case.
Right.
But close that file.
And still in Vegas. Like I said, they said the crime was less. Well, here's a good example of Las Vegas crime. Attempted murder caught on video as a homeowner narrowly escapes being shot after a suspect's gun jams. This one's kind of an interesting one now. It took place. I said, you know, it was funny when I saw this video. If you can bring it up there, that it took place in an area. I go, man, I recognize that area. And it's in there was like a master plan community. And when I was there, I lived there. It was relatively new, and it was where a little more of a middle class, upper scale, Summerlin community. And I recognized that. I was like, oh yeah, I know that area. I didn't live far from there, but the funny thing was, it was built kind of on the northern end of Vegas. North Vegas is kind of more, well, let's just say diverse, okay? And so you kind of have a little bit of a mix, kind of mixing in two different levels of living, lifestyle, you know, words. Here it is. So let's watch this.
If I can not click it.
Yeah, so look at it. Now I think this person is like 80 years old. I mean, this is an older person. But the guy's, look at, he's cocking that guy. He's trying to shoot this person. Straight up attempted murder. Okay? And then they got a pretty good picture of likely stolen car. But you know, I'm gonna guess this isn't the most stand-up citizen in the world. And got a mushroom head. He's ugh, dude.
What a hairdo.
Good God. Freaking hero. What a hero. You know, what a badass. Ugh. But his gun jams. Boy, I tell you what. God was looking more after that person than they were the preacher, right?
Yep, probably stolen gun too.
I thought probably stolen gun. Didn't know how to operate it, right?
Was that an AR-15 he was?
No, as a matter of fact, it was not. It looked more like a rather large handgun. And probably completely legitimately went through the background check that he needed to, jump through all the hoops that are required in order to eventually purchase gun. You know, waited just 3 days and all of that until he could legally get a firearm the way that you're supposed to, right? That's what the leftists have said. So I would expect that that's exactly what he did. You know, nothing to see here. And that leads us to another fun story. This one takes place. We will now leave Las Vegas. We will go to New York. And a teen, I guess he was jumping the turnstile, you know, there in the subways. Have you ever ridden the subways before, Justin?
Once.
Okay, I lived in D.C. for a
think-
while, and yeah, I mean that was kind of the main way to get around, and it was pretty efficient. You know, it wasn't too bad in those days. There was, there was troublemakers on the subway. You're going to run into that, but now I guess it's just a freaking haven for thugs and thieves and homeless. Just nasty. I saw one video that they were showing of just some guy going along the subway through the windows, and it's just nothing but homeless sleeping on the subways. And I don't know what New York is thinking. I mean, if you're not gonna, if you're not gonna take part in your local government, you're just gonna have this. Okay, this isn't a federal issue. This is a local issue. So anyway, this guy, this hometown hero. You got a video there?
Yeah, we got the video here.
Oh, okay, go ahead and bring it on up. Let's see him. See what happens here. Look at him. There he is. Yep.
Are you gonna find any white
Tough
people
guy.
doing stuff they're not supposed to?
We're looking. We're looking. Don't we're looking hard, but they're out there.
They're out there.
They're
somewhere.
probably, yeah, for sure. But here you got your wonderful BLM disciple that is standing up against the man is what he's doing, Justin. Finally we have people that are out there standing up against the man. We need more equity and inclusion. That's what we really need. More equity and inclusion. Does crime pay right now? I'm going to tell you, yeah, it does. It does. Look, I'm against crime. I'm not telling people to go out there and commit crimes, but hey, if you want to be a criminal, there's no better time than now. No better time than now. Fuck. It's, none of this stuff was happening under Trump.
No, it's probably because their parents didn't beat them when they were kids.
I take that back. There was crime taking place under Trump, but it wasn't to the degree that it is now. Okay, the borders weren't open the way that they are right now. People weren't freaking losing their minds like they are right now. Criminals were not being rewarded the same way that they are right now. It pays, man. This guy was released right after this video. Released. Let him go. Okay? And that's happening everywhere. These people are committing, they're just going into stores, they're loading up their bags, walking out. Nobody's calling them on it. Nobody's coming back on them with it. They're just getting away with whatever they want to. It's a beautiful time to be a criminal. Wonderful time to be a criminal. And the leader, and you might ask yourself, why isn't the leadership, and mostly this is in liberal cities, not all, but overwhelmingly it's in liberal cities. Why aren't they doing anything about this? And I have the answer.
What is it?
It's a scam. It's a scam to scam the public and make them think that they're doing something when they're actually doing nothing. But they know this is something known in politics. I'm going to wake everyone up to a little secret that those who are above the law understand about us who actually follow the law. And that is, they want to keep their powerful and leadership positions. And the way that they do that is to give them a talking point, to give you a reason why they need to be in power. And if you're a person, if society is good, or what I should say, if it functions well, and the power is given to the people to protect themselves effectively, to be rewarded if you work hard, if everybody gets along and there isn't this division that's going on, and it functions well, there's no need for them. See, they want to create division and make everyone confused. They want to divide everyone and keep everyone scared and upset, without goals, without dreams, control, over controlling. because that makes everyone freaking whacked out like this shit. And then they can step back and go, see, the children cannot take care of themselves. They need us, the wise, the ones who have the answers. Of course, they have no answers whatsoever, none. But this is not what they pitch. They don't pitch answers. They pitch a bunch of talking points. You know, we need to all come together. All this needs to stop, all this. And they blame it on things that it absolutely is not. It is not white supremacy that is creating any of this. It is not climate change. Okay? It isn't. I don't even believe it's really a reaction to COVID. I don't think it's any of the crap that they say. It's not. It's them. It is them creating the divisiveness. They shake the fucking, you shake the ant farm.
Mm-hmm.
The ants will be all working together. They'll all be in there. Everything runs smoothly. Shake the ant farm, and what will the ants start doing? They'll start fighting each other. Because they don't understand that someone is shaking the ant farm. They think it's the other ants. They're not smart enough to take a step back and go, whoa. What are we being told here? What's being said? No. They just join together and fight each other. And this is part of the problem. This is, if wake up, people. Wake up and see that you are being manipulated and controlled and divided. You can't even speak openly anymore.
Oh.
You have to call everyone by stupid freaking pronouns. Rudiment you into behaving and being a good little boy and girl. Dude, what happened to the rebels? What happened to the people that literally would stand up and say, "Stay out of my business. Stay out of my pocket, stay out of my business. Don't tell me what to say, don't tell me what to do." Really fighting against the man. It's all on the conservative side right now. You know, there's a better life that we can have if you just let me do what I do best. The conservatives are the conservative-minded people. I'm not going to say conservatives. I don't want to go political with this. But the conservative-minded people are the ones who are the rebels now. They're the punk rock. They're the ones standing up. They're the ones pushing back. But no. You know, it's always easier to join a mob and go along and say, "Oh, this is our new thing. This is our new thing." Anyway, I'll get on. I don't know if you saw Trump's speech. I actually didn't. I didn't catch it, but I know that I did see a couple of talking points with it, and they were saying that he was calling U.S. a cesspool of crime. In his first post-presidential speech in D.C. Yeah, and it is. It is. We're showing examples of it. We showed the video the other day of the three hometown heroes that ran into that guy in a crosswalk. Just plowed him over, ran over, robbed him twice. You know, and I said, crime pays. And so long as crime pays, you know what won't go away? Anyway.
Crime.
So Trump would be absolutely right. Don't make it... Look, you don't like Trump? Don't make it so easy for him to say things like this and then have so much proof. Backing his plays, man. What the fuck, dude? Crime. It's the crime, man. Nah, not according to Biden. Not according to Kamala. Because we're going to talk about...
It was a peaceful robbery.
The most pressing issues of our time. What are they? They're white supremacy. Oh, my God. Okay, there's a lack of equity. It's climate change. Climate change. It's critical. It's, what did we call it the other day? They said it was emergency. Climate change emergency.
Right.
Fucking wake up. God damn. I'm not that bright, but fuck all. I can see.
It's pretty clear.
I don't want to live anymore. Not in this fucking, in this. when somebody with the low double digits that I have for a fucking IQ can look at this and see it for the puppet show that it is, and other people are out there like, oh no, you need to pay attention. This is the world that we live in now. This is the new normal. Conservatives are the new punk rock, dude. You know what liberals are? They're the same shit that they were fucking 500, 200, 100 years ago. They are the party of slavery. It's the same shit that they've always had. I know they're coming back now and they're making it out like, no, we are the ones that are into diversity and all of this. Or, we're the ones who are anti-racist. They are the same bottle of racism they've always been with a new label. That's all they are. They were the party of slavery, not the conservatives. They weren't the party of slavery. They wanted to free the slaves. They were against slavery. You know what? And you know what the liberals said back then? The same thing that their argument to keep slavery, because that seems like an immoral thing. And liberals even back then were, a lot of Christians, and it just didn't play into that way of thinking. And then they said the same thing they said today. They're not smart enough. They don't have the mental capacity to actually be out in the world and be free. We're doing them a favor by keeping them slaves. Sound like a familiar argument? They want to open up the borders. What's going on down at the borders? Sex trafficking, slavery. Okay, complete with colored wristbands that let people know how much these migrants coming across the border owe. In the meantime, their children are sold into slavery, sex slavery. So we can't talk about that. No. Because you know what else liberals are? They are the purveyors of censorship. Shh, be quiet. Say nothing. We'll cancel you. Fuckers. They were Jim Crow. Liberal. The Democrats were Jim Crow. Okay, that was liberals. Okay, Ku Klux Klan, that was liberals. Those are all liberals. Look it up. It's the same bottle of racism with a different label. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what if you're making it all about what color you are, isn't that racism?
Yep.
If you're making it all about what your gender is, isn't that what you would be called misogyny and sexist?
Sexist.
Yeah. Isn't that what it is? But if you don't care about that and you care about someone's work, no, the work they put in, their character, yes, is, are you an asshole? If you're an asshole, I really don't care what color you are. Okay? I don't care if you're crippled or not. If you're an asshole, probably won't want to be around you, talk to you, work with you. You do good work. You're good to work with. Like you got, you work well with others. Kind of have a good attitude. Got some time under your belt, like maybe a little bit of experience. You're not full of shit. I really don't care if you got a degree or not. I don't give a damn. Do you do good work? Do you have something to prove yourself? You know what I mean? Do you have ambition and drive? And are you excited about what we're doing? I don't care if you're freaking male, female, gay. I don't care if you're trans.
Most people don't.
I don't care if you're black, white, what color of the rainbow you are. I don't care. But I'm the racist. I'm the misogynist. I'm the bigot. Right.
You're the white male. Of course you are.
Yeah. Because I'm being judged on what?
Your color of your skin and your gender.
I would say not my character.
Oh, you're old too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. There's that one too. Yes. So yeah, the liberals are they're attacking people for all the wrong reasons, and they're attacking exceptionalism. I'm absolutely a purveyor of exceptionalism. I'm not saying I'm a perfect example of it, but I want to work and be around people who are exceptional, who think with their own minds, who have drive, who have goals, purpose, who don't bullshit their way through everything. We all bullshit from now and again, but
Talk about bullshit. I'll
But-
put some up for you.
I mean, you talk about fake your way if you're going to fake your way through everything in life, get the fuck out of here. Anyway, I'm going to have to wrap this up. I'm kind of going on a tangent here a little bit, But I think to a certain degree, creatives and artists are waking up to this shit.
Yeah, I'll show you. This is the bullshit people right here.
What's that?
Right? When AOC faked her handcuff.
Woo!
The BS that constantly this woman does when she cried at the...
She's being led up.
she
Yeah,
cries at the cages. She fakes her
No, she wasn't
handcuff.
crying at the cages. She was crying in front of a parking lot, a fenced-in parking lot, claiming that it was in front of cages of children. They literally had behind-the-scenes B-roll that showed her completely faking it. Yes, crying. She was under attack on the January 6th
Opening of the Capitol
protest.
when the police
was-
waved everybody in.
And someone came in and said, "Where is she? Where is she?" Do you remember that line? She was saying that, and it ended up being, I guess security or something. I don't know. Nothing happened. She was a long ways off from the whole protest.
Yeah, she was
And-
in a different building.
Yes, and then she's at this another protest.
It's a climate change protest.
Was it climate change?
I
I
think
thought it
it
was one
was.
on abortion.
Oh, maybe it's a
Does it
portion.
fucking matter?
It's all the same.
Okay, same people, different hats. That's all. And yeah, and the cops could come up and they just say, "Look, you're kind of blocking traffic a little bit here. You need to leave. You need to go over here." Okay, and the cop kind of leads her off there. And what does she do? Head down, arms behind her back. Photo op. Fake.
They're all fake.
Fake.
All right, you got one more article here.
Yeah. All right.
We'll
Go ahead.
get
No,
back on
there
track
was an
here.
article. I don't want to. Let's not do the Ted Cruz thing. Let's save that one, because that one's going to keep going on and on. The thing down at the border, and that's once we start getting into the whole border discussion, I'm gonna be rolling here for a while. So no, I'm still coming back to the fact that this people are coming around. I'm talking to a very if there's anyone that I am changing the mind of right now, and I know I'm not, but I'm probably, if anybody's watching this, I'm preaching to the choir. They know this already. And they're waking up. These are artists and creatives that are actually going to make a difference in the world. The ones that they're going to fight against censorship. They're going to fight against, following along and being offended by every stupid thing that comes around. You get out there and you make it happen regardless. You stand up against the mob, against the crowd, against these people who are just, they're filthy. Here's the thing. They're filthy. They'll dirty your mind. Okay, and they'll turn it to mush. They'll turn it to garbage. And a lot of them, unfortunately, are in some pretty high positions. But Netflix. I wanted to bring up here. Netflix came around finally, and they remember here a while back they were going to pull off Dave Chappelle's special because the people that were actually working for Netflix are all woke, of course. And protested against they've staged what they were going to be call a walkout, and Netflix kind of started to bend the knee a little bit, and then they said, no, we're going to keep the Dave Chappelle thing on there. And then I guess now they got a Bill Burr. I love Bill Burr, dude.
Bill Burr's great.
Bill Burr's got a special on there now, and same things happen. Okay, all the pussy hats are out there. They're protesting this and saying, oh, he's a misogynist and he's just a terrible, terrible person. And Netflix, and they said, we're going to walk out. We're done. And Netflix said, bye. Bye-bye.
Yeah, if you're not, if
Yep.
you're too weak to be here, then you can get a new job.
Get a new job. That's right. Because we're suddenly realizing this is fucking stupid. Everything is stupid now. And we're listening to stupid people and we're letting stupid people run the show. They're not stupid. That was so wrong of me just to say right now, because they're not stupid. They're actually very smart. What they actually are is manipulative. They are children. If you know something, if you've ever raised children, been around kids that are, around the age of, let's say
4.
Get a little past that, maybe 8 to like 12. And they go through a stage where they're very manipulative. And they start to kind of understand psychology a little bit, and they'll play on your emotions, play on your mind a little bit, okay, to get what they want. And they're shrewd, they're tricky, and these are just people that never grow out of that stage of life. And what happened was, during this developmental time in their life, it worked. They started to figure out psychology. This became the norm in their life, and the programming that they used to get everything moving, from there on forward. It's a very narcissistic time for everybody in their lives, and they just never grow out of that narcissism because it works, and
Because they weren't beaten as children.
well, worse than that,
It's a
dude.
solution to a lot of the problems.
No. It's even worse than that. Look, if you're beating children for something that, and I really don't condone beating children. I think that at some point you have to put the hammer down and say, look, I'm serious. Here's the level that it can get to. And it never really has to get to that level again, because you're doing it for the sake of the child.
It should only happen like 3 or 4 times, maybe max.
Yeah,
in their lifetime.
Yeah, just so that there's a precedent of seriousness laid down on the laws moving forward from here, because you are the adult. You are these people who say, well, my child hasn't told me exactly how I need to raise them yet and how I need to bring. What the fuck? Okay, we're living in a cuckoo bird land that allows for this. Look, the reason why some people can do this is because there's enough people out there that don't do this. That's why. Because it's not sustainable if everybody did it. You can always ask that. If everybody did it, how would it turn out? Always ask that. If you want to know if something's right or if something's wrong, if everybody did it, what kind of world would we live in? If everybody was on welfare, what would happen? We'd have no world left. We have no economy. Nothing would happen. I mean, so obviously it's not a good thing, because if everybody did it, but if everybody was honest, that'd be kind of nice. Be a good world to live in.
Yeah.
Least honest fucking. I mean, you got to be. Sometimes you want to be cordial. You want to be nice to somebody and say, how do I look in this? Do you like it?
Well, I think still be honest. Jordan Peterson talked about that same example of, you don't want to lie to somebody if you don't like what they're wearing, be honest, because then they'll know that you're being truthful all the time.
Yes.
And then
you're trusted.
Seriously. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'd much rather be around somebody who's honest with you all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you ever want to ask, should I be honest? Would you like to be around somebody who's honest all the time? Do you want somebody who lies to you half the time?
Even when it hurts.
Yes, exactly. So, yeah. All right, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Just understand that right now, we are living in a really ridiculous world, a really stupid world, and we want to just bring a little bit of awareness that there's better ways to approach things, and whatever is, as I said before, the hardest thing to do, whatever requires more of you, man, is probably the right thing to do. That's what I would like to see of anybody who comes to this podcast. Take away from it. If what you're doing is taking the easy road, you're just joining the mob, you're going along with the group. This is what my friends believe, so that's what I believe too. We can all get in our little group together. We can talk about how bad everyone else is and how unfair the world is and all of that, instead of going out and actually working and being cool to work with, ignoring your we all have shortcomings, man. If you're a black person, you say, oh, it's because I'm black, I don't get the same privileges as a white person. You know what? I'm short. I don't get the same privileges as a tall person. I wasn't, I've been broke out of my mind. I don't have the same advantages as somebody who was born into a rich family. I wasn't born into a rich family. Some people are born more beautiful than other people. I'm not one of those. Okay. Some people are born bald. They'd like to have hair. They don't get the same advantages of having a full head of hair. Some people are more creative than other people. I'm more creative than a lot of other people. I know that that's an advantage. Just some people are more well-spoken. They're just good. Some people are more driven. They're just by nature. Well, you and I know people like that. They're just driven out of their freaking minds. And, they're just entrepreneurial by nature. They couldn't do anything else. They're going to be at a better advantage than somebody who's more artsy-fartsy and all of that.
Yeah, how come you look at me when you talk about people not being well-spoken?
I tried to look away as quick as I could, but I guess maybe you're well-spoken enough to be doing what you're doing. You're doing fine.
Thanks.
Hey,
I love your honesty there.
Hey, look, man, you're good at what you do. Okay. I sent over a prospect yesterday for a quote because what? You're better at putting together a quote than I am. Yes.
Yep.
I don't like admitting that. I'm just not a numbers guy, but I know where my strengths lie. And then after you got that quote together, I'm like, give me that. I'll take it from you. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up there. Is there anything else that you want to share?
Nope.
Okay, man. Go on over to midnightamerican.com and check out some of the other videos that we've done over there. This is a continuing series that we're going to do. We did this one we said we were going to do them once a week, but this is the one that we did. It's 3 days later, so we're having fun with it. And yeah, and then of course, like the video, we're trying to build a subscribership here, and once we get subscribers to a certain point, we're going to be more. We want to be able to talk to you. We want to read the comments and get something going there. So that's where we're at with that. So that's it, guys. All right. Until next time, know yourself better than you know anyone else.